Welcome to Velopro. I'm Bob. I'm very, very happy you can join me. I want to talk about gravel bikes because a while ago I did a video called What is a Gravel Bike for a viewer that asked me, what is a gravel bike? And the video wasn't very comprehensive, and I just want to cover it one more time because as we go to the marketplace, we're going to find bicycles are getting more and more specific. And they're going to label them adventure bike and touring bike, Randonauer, mountain, and the different varieties can drive you crazy. Because when you look at a cyclocross bike, which this was born a cyclocross bike, and then you look at it today, they don't even if you saw the two photographs of when this bike was new and today, you wouldn't recognize them because they are totally different bikes. And how you build up your bike is specific to where you live, your environment, and what kind of gearing you need. This is set up for the toughest hills I can get. It's got a 36, 13, 39, 26. That's as good as most mountain bikes. This bicycle also has a rather high bottom bracket. Now, gravel specific bikes will have a lower bottom bracket, and they may or may not have luggage bosses like this. Now, you'll probably want at least a rear cargo rack bosses, and some of the other bikes will have lugs and bosses for the front rack. Now, if you don't have lugs or bosses, as some people call them, they also have clamp-on type. But this is a carbon fork, and I wouldn't recommend clamping anything to this fork. But this bike, again, is very specific to me and my needs. So when you go to the store and you say, I'm looking for a gravel bike, you're going to probably notice the bottom bracket is a little bit lower and the whole geometry is more road-like and designed around a lower, longer type of a bike than this one is. Where this has the Redshift shock stop high-rise stem, 30-degree stem, which makes it quite more vertical as well. But that is an optional thing, and so is the suspension seat post, which I highly recommend for all bicycles, especially road bikes. But generally, you'll find a gravel bike is designed around a 36 millimeter tire, where a cyclocross and a touring bike is around 32 millimeter. So if you can't put at least a 36 millimeter tire, it's not much of a gravel bike, because a lot of gravel cyclists want to go to even something larger, like a 46, which is not impossible. So, like I say, I think, and I believe this, that gravel bikes were born from the cyclocross industry to fill the gap between mountain bikes and cyclocross bikes. But then there's adventure bikes and all these other ones. And again, that'll come down a lot to how many bosses you have for cargo racks and that kind of thing. How many water bottles. A true cyclocross bike may not even have water bottle bosses at all, because in cyclocross, we don't use water bottles. And this top tube might be very flat on the bottom, so you can shoulder the bike easier, which is a real nice feature. But let's cover a couple of really nice, inexpensive gravel bikes that you can start out around $600. And that's the Poseidon X. And it has a beautiful frame set, and it's got a tapered head set, which is really good looking. And I'll leave a link for Poseidon. And the Raleigh RX1, and the Schwinn Vantage RX1, which has a little rubbery seat shock absorber in the Schwinn, which is really neat. The Vantage and the Raleigh both have prices around 1,000 to 1,500. So we also have a state bicycle, and they're into fixies, and their prices start around 300. And I'll leave a link to State Bicycle because they do have beautiful bicycles for a fair price. And if you're looking for a more of a custom or semi-custom frame, Milwaukee Bicycle, of course, has chromoly frames, and I'll leave a link to Milwaukee. So anyway, that pretty well covers it. Again, you build it the way you want it, but gravel bikes, cyclocross, and adventure bikes, they all share quite a bit in common, but not everything. Thanks a lot.